Hello, I'm James Barth from Rock Hard 4x4. I want to take a minute and show you our Cab Hikes bed rack system for your Jeep Gladiator. Now, this is a really cool system. The install is very fast. It's not hard to do. Mounts all into factory holes, whether you have the factory rail system in the bed of your Jeep or if you not, use our brackets which are supplied. The cool part about it is this is made of 120 wall 2x2 tubing, and the rear section here, this bar going across, is removable for if you need to put like a refrigerator or something large in the back of your Jeep Gladiator. This all bolts together. It's very simple to install. It's extremely solid. So whether you're going to be putting a personal flotation device as far as a paddleboard, or you're going to be putting a canoe up here, or if you're going to be putting a ladder, whatever works for what you're doing, this system is here to do that. Now, we also offer some side panels that we'll show you here in a few minutes. These simply bolt on right here with these bolts also. So it just goes across from each side. Gives you a mounting place to mount anything you want, whether it's a power tank, roto packs, the traction pads, whatever you're looking to mount, this system will do it. It's very simple to install, extremely well built, manufactured here in the United States, in Nebraska, in our own facility. Some of the cool things that we built into this rack is our side plates, but also the ability to tie things down. We've went ahead and added holes here for your tie downs. So mounts here for our side panels. It has your tie down brackets already here and the brackets that fit right into your bed. One of the cool factors about this rack system is the removable rails. So if you need to put something tall in the back of your Jeep, like a refrigerator and an air compressor, whatever it may be, you simply pull these pins. They're a spring pin, which means they have a clip that goes around to the back side. You simply pull the clip, pull the pin on both sides, and you can remove this rear bar. This unit here at the top is 54 inches wide, and if you're talking as far as height, if we go from the bottom of the bed to here, we are looking at right at 39.5 inches. Now, if you're going from the top of the bed rail, we are looking at right now, we have 22 inches to the top. The overall length of this bed rail system is right just under 62 inches. It's 61 3/4 inches. So it gives you a solid foundation where you want to put a rooftop tent or whatever you may want to. This rack will handle it. I'd like to talk to you about our mounting system for our bed racks for the Jeep Gladiator. Now, we have a system that works not only with the factory Mopar bed rail system, but we also make a system for ourselves if you don't have that. The Jeep Gladiators that don't have the bed rail system factory installed have nut inserts in the body of the bed. This is a simple thing. We've made a bracket that comes out to bring out so that it's flush here, so our brackets can come down and mount to it. It's mounted on with a 6mm bolt, and then we have two different mounting styles. We have one where we have some nut inserts in it, and we have another where we actually use the same bolts that we use for the bed rail system and a nut on the back side. So you'll be simply putting the bolt here through with a nut on the back side, this bolt here going down through the center of the bracket. We've cut it out so you can get to it with a socket. So, very simple thing. You're just going to put these in place. These will make our mounting areas here. You'll use these in the back of the bed on both sides, and with our Fall Guy style of bed rack, you'll use this mounting area right here in this location. If you have the factory Mopar bed rail, you're going to use our T-nut with the bolts supplied. You'll remove the little end cap. It's the same end cap as we have shown here. And then you're going to take these pieces and you're just going to simply slide them down the bed rail to the desired location of our brackets. One thing to keep in mind is this T-nut is designed to go up and down vertically. We went ahead and installed our bracket in underneath the bed rail that Rock Hard 4x4 provides when you do not have the factory bed rail mounting system. So once that's in place, we're going to go ahead and bring the rear bracket in place. Go ahead and install the 3/8 bolts with a 7/32 Allen wrench and the nuts on the back side. What you're going to do is you're going to find your upright. Now, when you set it here, you'll notice that the front uprights have the piece that comes down like this that matches up to the factory holes in your bed. Now, the top hole here is with an 8mm bolt. If you have your factory bolt, go ahead and reuse it. If you do not, go ahead and use the supplied 8mm bolt that comes in your kit. You're going to go ahead and place these in here. You're going to go ahead and put these bolts in place. Now, the lower one is for an additional bolt if you want to put it on. That's your option. The hole is there in the body and in our bracket. We're going to go ahead and put these bolts in and tighten it down. Now go ahead and locate your driver's side bracket, put it in place, and reinstall your factory 8mm bolt if you have it. If not, use the supplied hardware by Rockhard 4x4. Now that we've went ahead and installed our T-nuts in the factory bed rail system as this Gladiator is equipped with, we're going to use the 3/8 bolts with a 7/32 Allen and go ahead and put those in place. We have two different what we call L mounting bracket plates. Now, when I mean they're different is this one here has round holes on the long area, and this one here has square cut holes for carriage bolts. The one with the carriage bolts is going to go to the front of the vehicle. The one with the round plates are going to go to the rear. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to take the carriage bolt and they're going to go through the plate like this, and then they're going to go through the uprights here. This will in turn allow us to put the streamer bar on this side, which we'll show you how to do now. What I'm going to show you here is when we put these plates up, you'll notice that these two holes are further apart than this side. I want you to know that the long side goes across the vehicle and the small side will match up to the bolt pattern here in these uprights. Now that we've went ahead and set this in place, we're going to go ahead and put a nut on each one of these bolts just to keep this bar from falling as we continue our installation. Now that we've went ahead and set our streamer bar in place, we're going to go ahead and line our front plate up, the same as on the back of the vehicle. Go ahead and put those in place and go ahead and install a nut on each one of these bolts. Now leave them loose at this time. We'll tighten all hardware when we're finished. Now that we have the nuts in place on this side, we're going to go ahead and install the streamer and the front and the back plates on the other side of the vehicle. This is the streamer bar. It's a square tubing with two holes on each end. You're going to go ahead and set that in place. Once again, bring in the carriage bolt through the bracket in the front and through the rear bracket that is welded onto this side tube. And you're going to do that on both sides. Now we've went ahead and set this bar in place. We're going to go ahead and install the nut on the back side and the other three remaining bolts. Now we're going to go ahead and show you how to install these pins. You're going to simply push them through and pull the piece around the other side, which holds them in place. The cool part about this is we've made this rear bar removable. This is done with two pins on each side for easy access. Now you can put the pin clips up or down, whichever way you like, preference. This allows you, if you ever got to carry a refrigerator or an air compressor or something large in the back of your vehicle, it allows you to have full access to your bed still. Now we're going to go ahead and tighten all hardware using a 1/2 inch socket or end wrench. Go ahead and repeat that process on all of the bolts. Blah, 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 blah. Trying to complicate this. Hear me now?
Yes.
I don't know what I did.
And you did 2 on the top over there, 2 on the bottom over here.
What I'm going to show you here is how to put these streamer. Go ahead and start with the other and go ahead and install this streamer